about these things that we have learned?
Fuck.
Well,
Dial of
I
internet
learned
brain.
that Sab is Blasian.
The party did learn that Sap is Blasian, which the characters knew. Most of the Sandpoint crew would have seen Sab's, at least two of Sab's parents, so.
We found book.
Mm-hmm.
We have... Oh, right. We've given Corey the talk of, hey, your world ended. This is the apocalypse for you. It's been thousands of years. Here's a map. We're not lying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nurse got shoved in her own spell.
Yeah.
She
She
has a
did.
ritual called the Emerald Transcendence.
Viridian Transcendence.
Viridian, god damn it.
Very close, though.
We're this close to greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that she got kind of trapped into that, and we're trying to figure out how it works. And that was something that was separate from the book that has every other page missing, but is probably related to it. And it's something she was working on to provide conjuration magic via contract to the Pride folks.
Now, you know she was looking into it. You don't know about providing conjuration magic to the Pride folks, but she was looking into the Viridian Transcendence.
Okay, because my understanding was she actually had contracts written up for it, but is that just contract magic rather than an actual contract with them?
She had drafts of a contract that was meant to bind a deific entity.
Yeah. Also...
The book itself was a prophecies that she's been writing over time. What was it, like...
She wrote them in the hyperbolic time chamber, what was it, 10 years?
Yes, over 10 years in the hyperbolic time chamber.
She just disappeared for 10 years and just came out with that.
And all of the past Gristli have it out for current Gristli. No, current Gristlis.
Yeah. The Gristli do not like the current Gristlis.
And then Shayla's found out some stuff out of session.
Oh?
Someone who counts as a deific entity is Sorshin. There's also Xandergul.
Which one is that?
Pride.
Pride, yeah.
Okay, Pride Lord. Thank you.
And I posted his image before.
Cody
that thought he was very hot.
I remember. With the gems.
Yeah. No, not the gems, actually. Different guy. You're thinking of a different guy.
Oh?
The peacock feathers.
Yeah, greed is gems.
Ah, okay, never mind. I take back that little bitch.
Xandergul's pretty tall.
Widow's Peak.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that one.
Big bitch.
Big bitch.
Your classic stereotypical evil wizard looking motherfucker. Just not old yet.
Mm-hmm.
Prime time.
And jacked, it must be said, as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we also said goodbye to Cece.
That was a very touching sequence.
Uh-huh. Oh, very important. We deactivated the time snarl. Nineron got embiggened in Hujend. And Shayless was able to disable device, get all the fucking gems from the trap we saw on our way in.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey's experiencing horror. Oh, there goes gravity and the jungle that she walked into on her way here. Mm-hmm.
There's a big dragon there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gigantic dragon. Size category, I believe. I don't think it's colossal, but it's very big.
Gargantuan, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's gargantuan.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get our adjectives straight before we talk to him.
So, I believe we have covered most everything. And we'll be picking up with chatting to Ninaron if you guys have any questions for him. He'll be presenting you the loot that you have already gotten in-game. But before we handle that, we have to handle something very important, which is, I believe I didn't have you all roll your fort saves.
Nope, not yet.
So everybody please roll me a fort save, except for, I believe Sabine has already rolled hers, and I think Shayless has already rolled hers. I could be wrong about that.
And
I
Augie
have
is
it here.
immune, right?
Boop. Everyone
Yes,
except
Sabiel's
Sabine.
brothers.
Ooh.
Oh, a 10, Augie.
Does this include me?
No, Mez is fine. She's in Sandpoint right now.
Mess didn't go through the time grinder.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Well, my fort save's decent, right? Right? 23.
Box.
Lori, yours,
There we go.
you are turbo fucked. So,
I fort,
Mhm.
fort plus, okay.
Doesn't Corey have to make multiple rolls?
22. 22.
oh, it's gonna turbo fuck you, my friend.
Whew.
All right. So everybody who rolled below a 15, go ahead and roll me a d6. Except for you, Corey. We handle you separately. Yeah, basically.
Okay, how do I have... Oh, Holly. Gotcha.
Okay, so is it just Augie?
Yep.
Okay, Augie, roll me a d4.
Okay.
You take 2 points of int damage. That's not drain, but it's damage.
So -2 to int until it's healed?
Yes, but it also wears off over the course of, I believe it's a week, it might be a day, but this is the one that you can rest off. Drain is the one that would turbo fuck you.
Understood.
So if I say drain, it's very, very bad, but damage is fine.
It's just int.
Mm-hmm. It's just int, and you have to make a research roll this session.
I do?
The party does, although I appreciate your
okay.
reaction to that. Okay. Corey, roll me 2d6.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is kind, but I appreciate it.
Don't say that yet. Not until you see what the full thing is.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
So it's probably the stats it affects.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That is correct. That is
oh
correct.
boy.
Matt, for correctly guessing that, I will go ahead and write this down because I'm not going to fucking remember. It's a number.
Okay.
You can have a +1 bonus to one of your research rolls.
Congrats,
yeah.
Seb.
You're welcome.
We're gonna need it.
I'm
All right.
profiting from your suffering.
So that's strength and con. Could you roll me a
Oh.
d6, my buddy? My pal, my friend?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to roll separately for each or one for both?
Separately for each. Okay.
Oh, God.
Jesus. Makes
Could
sense,
you roll me a
though.
d4? 2d4.
Both times? 2 times?
Yes. Well, one for each.
Okay. So that's the first set.
Mm. All right.
Oh,
Good rolls.
Okay, so I just needed that one. We're
Oh,
just gonna
okay.
take that first one.
Okay. I
So,
misunderstood.
my friend,
Yes.
my longtime friend.
I knew what I signed up for.
Yes, you certainly did. So, what's happening here is that
Mhm.
you take 2 and 5 as damage, but then you're taking 3 and 4 as drain.
Oh.
whoa.
So it's 2
We need
and
to
5.
cut you to a cleric, my friend.
So, and that was to excuse me.
Strength and con.
Oh.
With that level
Oh.
of con, are you still alive?
She's beefy.
If you do hit 0, you do in fact die.
Yes, you do die instantly if you hit 0 on any of your stats.
Okay. We
So
just-
so what did she take? 2 strength and
Total of 5
Yeah.
to the strength and a total of
Mhm.
9 to
9.
con.
Yeah.
5.
I just have to get this total here. Minus 2.
And
Well, wouldn't you
Four.
know, I just picked up. Well, I don't have it yet, but I will.
Oh, my strength is 13 now.
Something that helps cure ability damage.
Well,
You know, we do have spells of less restoration, which does damage but not drain. We need
Yeah.
full restoration for that.
did you just say your strength is 13 now?
Yes.
what the fuck
Son
was
of a
it?
bitch.
Corey was
It
very,
was
very
18.
buff.
Yeah.
Was.
That was with
So-
the belt.
Corey, oh god, if you take the belt off, you're gonna have a bad time.
No.
That's
yeah.
our default now.
But so we'll start the session off with
Oh.
handling this then. As the time snarl unwinds, all of you can feel the pressure as your organs start to shift around and your body catches up all at once. As if you've been held in suspended animation and gravity is hitting you like a sledgehammer all over. Corey, your bond cord has been burning, and it continues to burn as all of these years that you had no idea had passed catch up to you. And time treats your body no more kindly than it has treated the forest that once stood here. The years wear away at you, and you can feel every sinew and tendon being shaved down like a violin bow, getting closer and closer to snapping. And even this armor that you've worn for so long that has become like clothing to you is heavier. Your breathing is labored. You find yourself falling to your knees a bit, struggling just to stay standing as the immense weight of the time weighs on you.
Oof. She will probably cry out in agony as she falls to the ground, because I believe this also does hit point damage. So let me just calculate
Yes,
that.
it does. You have to recalculate your new maximum hit points and you lose everything that's above it.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Love you,
Jesus.
buddy.
Yeah, it's the difference in the ability modifier times your level.
Oh, that's a lot.
Uh-huh.
So hang on, let me just get rid of this so I see what the current. So it's +2 to -3. So that's 5
So it's
times
5
8.
times 8, so 40, yeah.
40. Yeah. So
Holy shit.
so she goes from 67 to 40. Oh no, hang on, excuse me. She goes from maximum 81, so
To
41.
41.
Yeah. So she loses
67 to
26
27.
health. Yeah, 26 health immediately.
Wait, what's her max HP now?
From 81 to 41.
Oh my god, she fails the bird test.
Yeah, so she probably like keels over and is like in agony. Welcome to the club.
We have scrolls of restoration, just like full restoration.
Do we?
Yeah.
I think you have at least a couple.
So, I mean,
I feel like.
I imagine like Sola is like feeling the time hit her, and for Sola at least, it's not a lot. Like she's kind of expecting it, but as she sees Corey, she blinks and will move over very quickly, kind of kneel down to help keep her from like face planting, and she, I imagine, looks very weak right now. Very feeble, right?
Yeah. 5 Constitution.
You can see there's like a solid 2 to 3 inch gap between like where the armor used to sit well against her body and where it's now too big for her.
Oh yeah.
And there's just push, sit on your ass before you keel over. And she'll nod. And she'll look over to Shay as Shay comes closer. Because restoration is a divine spell, right?
It is. Yep, it's on the cleric list. Cleric
Yes.
or oracle, druid. Actually,
And
I don't know if
paladin.
druids get it. And paladin.
Druids do not.
So
They're kind of weird with druids sometimes.
Yeah,
The
they're not.
fire's going out!
look at Shay and just kind of tilt her head. I think it is time that we practice your magic a bit.
How the fuck? She's just looking at it, and I feel like, you know, that episode in Pokemon where you see Charmander in the snowstorm trying to hold on and shield the flame on the end of its tail.
Oh, the sad.
Shay looking at Corey with the fucking embering, like, hair's like, oh god, oh shit, it's going out. Oh fuck, I can't just light her on fire. Oh no, what magic?
Who carries the scrolls? Or the
Who
majority
does?
of the scrolls?
It's a good
Good
question.
question.
I sort of assumed it was Sola, to be honest with you.
Sola can. So Sola just sits down her bag in her lap, starts rifling through shit, and pulls out a scroll that I imagine she has it like made sure it was like specially sealed with like red ribbon or some shit to like mark it as this is a divine thing. This is a Shayla's thing.
They're color coded.
Yep.
Isn't it one of those like giant like folders with like dividers?
Yeah. We'll look at the scroll, double check that it's the right one, hand it to Shay.
Shadris, holding this scroll, this thing is fairly expensive, and you can feel it just in the weight of it. And the tips at the end of the scroll, you know, the dowel that the scroll is wrapped around, are decorated with golden symbols. Just the ink alone in this scroll probably costs enough to feed most of Sandpoint for a year.
Jesus Christ, why the fuck am I holding this?
No pressure.
It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna make it fine. Steel herself and just carefully holding it, because it's practically made of gold.
And effectively, there is gold in the ink.
Oh! Would you look at
Oh.
that?
Oh, is there, Kira?
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
That's nice. We're not gonna think about that. She's gonna hold it and just look to Sola Shayla feels like everyone's just like gathering around, just like, how?
Remind me of how we use the scrolls again.
So, if a scroll is on your list and you're able to cast it, you don't have to make a check. But if you're not able to cast it, and this one's a bit above Shayla's purview, you do have to make a roll. It can be assisted, though.
Yeah, it's like a use magic device roll, right?
It is.
It's a caster level check if it's on your spell list.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The DC is the spell level +1, I believe.
Yes. The caster level necessary to cast the spell. So at minimum, be 9.
I mean, Sola
Okay.
will attempt to aid her and walk her through the steps of how to use this. Because I imagine they've practiced a few times with some spells.
Yeah, they also used one on Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
This one
I
just
will-
costs a lot more.
A whole lot more. So, let's see here. The caster level check. Scrolls caster level +1. That is a restoration, which is a 4th, I believe.
Yep. So
Yes.
caster level is 7.
Caster level 7. So
Yeah.
you just have to beat an 8. And that's plus your caster level.
Which is
Now,
2.
Ooh.
the problem is that your caster level is 2. But
So, here's the thing.
It's actually 4.
Does this count as an ability or a skill check?
I will allow it. Why? Are you about to beseech me for?
We're just gonna give Shay a little pat on the arm and cast my fortune hex.
Okay. Yes. Good use of the fortune
So
hex.
if you fuck
I'm
it up,
so-
you can re-roll it.
I'm so happy to see the fortune hex. Oh my god. I could cry. Alright. Fortune, you incredible hex. Okay. Alright. You get advantage on this one, Amy. And your caster level is 4 because you have 2 levels in Ranger.
It's just the paladin one. So
Oh, it's just the Paladin one that would count?
4 levels in paladin, so she's a caster level 4 for paladin.
Alright, so caster level 4. The
Mhm.
number you are looking to beat is 9. And you get advantage.
And plus, I said I aided. I helped.
So +2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Plus
am I
6.
just rolling a flat like D20?
D20 plus
Uh-huh.
4
Okay.
plus 2 advantage.
Heard. It's D20 plus 4 plus 2 at advantage.
Yes.
Well, thank fucking Christ for Sola, because that was a 4. But I got a 19 on the other one, plus 6.
All right. So, I'd like to fluff this as a moment of doubt while you're casting the spell. Could you walk me through what this moment of doubt is like for Shayadris as she's working to try and heal Corey, who I imagine is just in a horrible state.
Oh yeah, she's got her arms wrapped around herself. She's like started to cry now, I imagine, as she, the horror, creeps in. Akrakan, Thassalon, my lord Arius, forgive us this madness.
I feel like this doubt comes in because before Sab was in rough shape, but conscious. She walked herself home when they did this at first. It feels like the stakes are so much higher in like all regards. Corey is in much terrible shape, and the scroll is like so much more powerful than she's ever used before. And they're not home. They're not in a city where they can get other help. It's just them right now. They're like weeks travel away from any other help they can get. So it just feels like all of the antes have been upped in every direction. So she's very hesitant to fuck it up. Because what if she does? What if this person dies right here and right fucking now? And it's her fault.
Sola, you've used the fortune hacks. Now, it's because of the fortune hack she's able to pass, but what kind of reassurance does Sola give her as she's aiding her in this process?
Imagine Sola is just kind of like kneeling on the ground, but like, you know, like lifted up as far as she can to be kind of halfway in between Shay and Corey, and is trying to be comforting to Corey in the moment, and just kind of like hand on her shoulder, like thumb rubbing in circles, trying to be somewhat grounding, while also trying to be grounding for Shay. And as she sees like Shay starting to like spiral a little bit, she will just very calmly like place a hand over the top of Shay's forearm and just wait until she like meets her eyes. You can do this. You've been training to do this. And even if you mess up once, you learn from mistakes, no?
Like there's a nod, and her hands are kind of shaky, kind of still, because like, yes, right, mistakes, we learn from them. That was the first thing I was ever taught.
As you're able to find that peace within yourself, there's a gentle glow, again, of pink magic that starts to shift and distribute itself all across Corey's body, like a shimmering blanket almost. Now, all of your damage is healed. The drain, 1 is healed. Caster's choice. So you can either fix all of Corey's strength drain or all of Corey's con drain.
Con's fucking her more right now, I think.
Yeah, I feel like con is the choice here. Jed doesn't get a choice. It's my choice. It's con.
It is, in fact, your choice.
It is.
Sorry, Shady, that was actually the scroll of pup shape you used.
So, Corey, as this pink magic washes over you, you're able to take steadier breaths, and you start feeling a bit less tired. You still feel weak, but it's only weak in the sense that your armor is heavy, not in the sense that, your constitution is failing.
Right.
You do feel significantly better, although not back to fighting shape quite yet.
She's gonna, she'll get up, find her like, ability to walk again. She'll look around at these strangers who have just helped her for no reason. Right? We fought together, but they had no real just besides being kind. Thank you. She'll mutter for a moment. It's gone. It's really gone. The Empire, the Runelords.
Sola will slowly nod, just kind of sitting on her heels again. It has been gone for a very long time now. Yet the world moves on. People are still here. Cities and places you may find strange but familiar.
She looks back down to her bond cord. She's got her force hand, wrapped around it because it's still burning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she has no idea what that means. Uh, can because it didn't break.
It didn't break. In fact, it's a little tighter now. Even
Okay.
as it's around like your bicep, right?
It was around her left hand.
Left hand. Okay.
Yeah.
So even as you lost a little bit of your muscle mass, not that
Mhm.
there's a ton of muscle in the hand, it clung tight.
Mm-hmm. A wrist, excuse me. But yes, yeah.
Mhm.
So she's trying to figure out what that means. If yeah, she's very shook because she thought she was just gonna go back, right?
There's no back to go to, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sola just kind of. I think Sola is starting to click into that too. Like, why the fuck are you still here? And she just kind of like stares at Corey for a long moment. And there's a little frown. Did you know, Chrysalis? Lady Covenant.
I'm sorry. Was that a question, or were you just saying?
Yes. Yes. Did you know her?
Lady Covenant, and she's sort of like, looks around, like she's still a little dazed, still a little like, oh my god, everything is gone. She was the right hand of the Lady of Lust.
But you never worked with her personally.
We attended. They were meetings where we met. I don't. What? Sorry, it's Corey and me trying to think of how to respond.
So you didn't know her personally.
Right, yeah, they were
You
like,
do know.
casual work buddies, I guess.
You do know somebody
At
who
most.
had I don't want to say a close relationship, but a working relationship with her, though.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that.
Mm-hmm. Well, sorry, Kira, you mean my bondmate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I was just double checking. I was like, I thought I said Sortion already, but
No,
I
the
was just
other
double
one.
checking.
The
No,
other
the other
one.
one. Yeah, my bondmate, Electra, and she raises up her wrist again, and do you see the bracelet that's like glowing red hot when it definitely wasn't before? She's in the past now, and you see her still crying, looking at it, as that realization hits.
Does that have any meaning to Sola?
You know what? Probably. Let me think. Let me think here. I'll give it to you with a low DC history check. This is somewhat obscure.
uh, 17 plus 19.
Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. I was looking for a 10. So, a bond cord. This is a tradition that was popular in certain parts of Thassalon, but especially in Bakr Khan. It ties together people who are close. And that could be a platonic sense of closeness. It could be something done among brothers and sisters in arms. could also be done as a form of marriage. What remains true of the relationship in any case is that it's a very close one. And usually people would wear their bond cords somewhere visible. And once they've been applied, they can't be taken off. There's a bit of magic that comes into play there. The only way that they can be taken off is if one member of the bond will cut it ritualistically. There's a whole thing you have to do in order to break it off, but you can. But as soon as one person breaks their bond cord, the other person's just snaps and breaks as well. What is extremely uncommon, and in fact what you have not heard of, is something like this, where it's intact and tightening, if anything.
Could Sola try to examine it and get some sort of idea of what might be going on?
Or I'll take an Arcana roll. Or Spellcraft. Whichever's higher.
That's gonna be Arcana. Get a 13 plus 19.
Alright. So,
32?
with that, 32's pretty fucking good. So with the 32, as you study it, you think you're coming to understand a little bit of what's going on with these things. It seems like they function by taking a little bit of the person's soul and tying it together that way. It's what makes them so effective across great distances. But the problem here is that there still seems to have been a bit of this person, Electra's soul, still in this bond cord, despite what happened with the time snarl. And whatever is going on with that, you think that maybe whatever spell is used to tie these together over distance, over planes, over however long somebody needs to travel, something here is anchoring Karina. You get the feeling that if this bond cord were to be removed, it would be very, very bad for Corey right now.
So is that suggesting that there is something of Electra or Electra's left, or?
Mm-hmm. There is something of Electra left, which would usually mean that she's still alive, because as I've posted in many helpful asterisk documents, usually a human soul would certainly have been reconstituted into a different creature by now.
I think Sola is just like taking Corey's hand and is examining the cord very closely and kind of tracing along it with some of her magic, trying to figure out what's going on, and then she frowns. Does it still feel to you? Doesn't feel like it is dying.
And she looks at her wrist again. No.
I don't know what
It's just burning hot.
I don't know what it means or why. But this Electra of yours, there is something of her or of hers that she has placed part of herself within. Still around for this to have not crumbled away.
Corey looks up to this person again. Sola. Do you mean she's out here somewhere?
And Sola will lift a hand, kind of like the pause. I do not know if she is out here, but some part of her, at the very least, may very well be.
And she looks back down at her bond cord again, still burning, right?
Still burning.
And she slowly bends down to pick up her rancer, to pick it up. And does her best to, stand at attention for Sola. Then if you help me find her, my rancer is yours. Your foes are my foes.
Sola, watches her get up, blinks, and there is a genuine, kind of surprised laugh. You're not sure if it's a good laugh or a bad laugh, but it's a laugh at the, offer of the ransom. We will see what we can do for you. As long as you help us try and find these Lady Covenant. She really did pick such a pretentious name, no?
Corey's got a lot of emotions on her right now. She adds confusion to her face. Oh, you've made Kira cackle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Leave yourself unmuted, coward.
So, let's check in with our other party members who are hanging around here. Sab, Shaylas, how are you guys taking all this? You can both speak Thessalonian, so you understand what's going on here. And you're both nearby. Don't worry, Shadris, I see you scooching. We'll get to you.
Get your ass back here. Sabille's trying to contend with just what Corey has gone through and is kind of coming up short.
Shaylas, what about you?
Sorry, bud. We just hit a major heist. I'm on top of the world.
That's rough, buddy. All right. Shadris, as you start scooching, what are you up to?
Well, the magic worked. Corey's no longer writhing in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's up and talking. And said a lot of words Shay does not know. One of them she does. Something about lust, assuming they're talking about Sortion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's just scooting back. She's like, alright, this has nothing to do with me. Don't look at me, please. If I move slow enough, they won't notice me retreating over here.
Instant eye contact.
With my bird.
Shadris, you do hear your sister puking in a corner. Time was not kind to her either, but she's dealing.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Is she dying? Is she okay?
She's not dying. She didn't get drained. But she took a little bit of damage and she's dealing.
Oh, okay. Hold back hair.
Hey,
Rub back. Here's some water.
time pain buddies.
Augie.
Noalia and Corey just have nothing but pain And Augie has the worst migraine of her life.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. She's just fighting off a headache.
Oof.
So, studying all of this, and as Shadris walks in front of him, Nidoran tilts his head at her. You can hear him, the deep rumble of his voice now, that when he speaks, he's so large that you can actually see some of the sand shift with the bass in his voice.
Ooh.
I admit I've forgotten the title I should give to you. Is it Mrs. Covenant or Covenant Consort?
He just looks up, and I feel like she takes psychic damage at both of those. It's like someone shot like 2 arrows into her, one after the other. She just thinks like, it's like, oh god, I don't want either of those. Do I have to have a title?
No. I simply wanted to be respectful to one of my saviors.
Ow. I don't like titles?
The dragon lowers his head a little bit, and in fact lowers the rest of his body too, kind of putting his 2 foreclaws on top of each other. What do you like, then?
She just looks at him, she's like, oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Ah, fuck, it'd be easier if he couldn't actually talk.
He's looking right at you, buddy.
Yeah.
This gigantic dragon.
It's less the fact that he's a giant monster and more the fact that he's an intelligent monster.
Why don't you call him a monster?
Intelligent creature. And he just scratches back of her neck. Just call me Shay?
He studies this for a moment. And then, I thought the other red one was also Shay.
Gestures to Shayless. Yeah, but Shayless? Pointing to Shayless.
He looks over at Shayless as if, tilts his head slightly as if is this true? Look to her.
I mean, if that's the case, gestures Shadris. Shadris.
Dragon lets out a single breath, which washes over all of you and creates a small cloud of sand dust that momentarily hides you from his gaze. But you get the feeling you know what's going on. And then he starts to stand once more. This sort of complicated expression on his face. Well, Sheadris, shall we resolve the matter of our compact, then?
She nods. She's not even going to try and speak anymore if she doesn't have to. It's not working out that great.
He will start to lead the way very slowly. And then, midway through, he stops and he turns, his massive head just turning on that big old neck of his to study the rest of the party. I suppose it would be quicker if I flew you there. But I imagine that most humans are a little afraid of heights.
Off the top of my head, is there anyone here that she would know of that is afraid of heights?
Not Sola.
I don't think there's anybody in the party who is. This is just a statement that he's making a blanket assumption about humans and small people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shay shakes her head. No. Just doesn't say anything, just shake head like false.
Very
Negative.
well, then. And he loafs up again. If any of you are interested, you're permitted to come.
Well, guess we dragon riders now.
Is everybody riding the dragon? He can actually fit all of you.
Yeah. Sola just having to pick up Holly. Carry all four
Corey's-
legs sticking straight out the front.
I'm imagining that, like, he says this, and then the party looks down at Corey, who is still, like, recovering from being in agony and finding out that, like, everything she ever knew
Yeah, it's gone.
now.
She will use her rancer.
Riding.
Yeah, she's slowly going to follow, using her rancer as like a sort of like walking stick. Oh yeah, the apartment is gone. They just painted it, by the way.
They just
For
painted
real.
it.
That was after the argument to decide what color to paint it in the first place. That's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe that's the last thing we said to one another.
Damn.
So, he'll grab all of you, and you will fly to a space that's not on the map, but that is a tower, not far off, that, from where you were at the base of the mountain, appeared to be mostly dilapidated, but flying overhead, you can see that the inside of this tower, which didn't have much of an entranceway that you could even see. It's sort of just a tube you have to enter in from the top. Is just lined with gold. Just packed with it. And all sorts of art objects as well. Strange ones. You see among them not just paintings, but paintings that move when you look at them. And that's been known to happen with magic before, but they don't detect as magic. There's something else going on, and if anyone is brave enough to lay their hands against it, the surface of it is cool and smooth, without a trace of actual ink to be seen. But as you do enter the Dragon's Tower, Corey, you're not in a great state to begin
Yeah.
with.
Oh boy.
But the sight of this gold, just so much of it, enough to fill an entire tower, several stories high, with all of these impractical items. It's sickening to you, as it has been for most of your life. Could you make me a fort save?
Oh hell yeah! First fort save. What about second?
That's second fort save.
Okay, unnatural
Okay.
20.
A natural 20.
No,
Unnatural.
unnatural.
Okay.
Diet.
Okay. Diet 20.
Just
Diet
like this,
20.
Yeah, diet 20. Unlike the rest of this gold, like last time she saw this amount of gold was when she was raiding a manor lord's house in
Yeah.
Shalast.
That probably is the last time you saw this much gold. You do feel queasy looking at it. That sort of angry, queasy feeling comes up over you. But you're able to, with this conversation you're having with Shayless, to focus on cope enough that you don't puke at the sight of all this money. But eventually Nineron takes you all the way down. It doesn't seem as if he's particularly used to having riders, because he's not super gentle in the way that he spirals down. He basically does it like a diving barrel roll, almost, like a spiral through the air. And some of you have to cling to him in order to try and not fall. It's dizzying and thrilling at the same time, admittedly. But at the bottom of this hollowed out tower is a very plush little setup. Seems to have a gigantic blanket there at the bottom for him, and also just piles and piles of books and scrolls. Only when he has finally made contact with the ground does he loaf again and allow all of you to disembark. Sola's the roller coaster fiend of the party.
Look, she's seen a lot of shit, dealt with a lot of shit. I imagine this is like the least common experience in her life.
This is a vanishingly rare experience. Dragons that get to be this old generally do not want people riding them.
Whoa. There's a climbing off dragon. Sign, thank you.
He nods. He gestures around with a claw. Everything you see here is yours to claim. He turns and he studies the group more widely. I can't thank you enough for your assistance. I feel as if I can think now for the first time, and he shakes his head. Truthfully, it's hard to know. But I can finally move without feeling as if I'm about to burst out of my skin. Seems to be his tower.
I mean, he is a dragon. If it was someone else's, it's his now.
This is also true. Like to see somebody tell him to get the fuck out at this point.
So, you're free to loot the tower as you please. If you have any questions about any of the loot you found, he's happy to answer, or questions about this area in general. he'll answer whatever he can.
But this is loot we've already received, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is all the loot you've already gotten.
It's like getting your Christmas presents early.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You got to pretend.
Man, it's like, oh, all this is technically mine. It's like, oh, I don't really want anything. It's ours, comrades.
I mean, I feel like Sola just wants to quiz the dragon.
You can certainly quiz the dragon. You're talking about like just have a chat with him, basically.
Yeah, both just in general and also for like any information that he might be able to provide about shit. Which I know is probably very little considering the situation, but you know, something's better than nothing.
Well, there is one notable thing in here that can maybe help out. So, Karina, as you're looking around this place in a daze of disgust and trying not to let your eyes fall on any one particular item, all the same they do. And you do a double take.
Yep.
Because what you're seeing does not make sense to be here. But then again, not a lot makes sense about where and when you are.
It's her worst day ever.
It's the worst day ever. And this sight does not improve your day very much because you see the Gizarm listed there. And you immediately recognize that Gizarm. You've seen it several times. Usually not very closely, though, because it's almost always worn on the back of the very Lady Covenant that this party now seeks.
And she will gasp. Lady Covenant's weapon. And she like goes to a point and then she has to like steady herself because she's still a little, wobbly. And then she'll point at it. And she'll look to the dragon. Where did you find this?
Dragon looks to you, Karina. It was offered to me as part of the terms of the contract that has now seen it entering into the care of, I imagine it's, well, next of kin?
Corey looks confused because I believe the first part was in common when he was speaking to the rest of the party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And she looks around. Like, huh? Who is that?
Elbow Shay.
She's like, oh, this is an infernal. This is neat.
Yeah, Shay can't understand Thessalonian, but I imagine John's translating.
Yep.
So John flies over to Shaydress as she's looking at it, and he just kind of settles on her shoulder, and John's usually very, very loud. But this time he just kind of leans toward your ear, Shaydress. The dragon says that's your wife's.
He almost drops it.
So we'll lean over to Corey. The tiefling over there, Shaydress, is of a sort a wife to Lady Covenant.
See here. Here, what skill am I rolling here?
To not lose your shit?
Tell me what you're rolling for specifically.
These people have been very nice to me. So
Is it bullshit detector?
no. I mean,
But-
yeah, that could work too.
To keep your
Is
cool?
it Gaydar?
Yeah, to keep
Is
my
it-
cool.
That's a
Not
bluff check,
panic?
my friend.
Yeah, all right.
With all of your, like, what, 1 rank in bluff? Maybe? And that's used for fainting?
Yeah, it is used for fainting.
What?
Oh my god!
A +9, dude. It's charisma based. Hello.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair. Yeah, I forgot you were fucking charisma based, okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
So that's 21.
Mhm.
If anybody wants to roll against that, they're welcome to. It would be sense motive to oppose that.
If they're paying attention to Corey.
If they're paying attention to the discussion that Sola and Corey are having.
Yeah.
I guess Sola probably should, shouldn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Is Shay paying attention? Oh,
This was in Thessalonian,
so
but
no.
you can roll to get a vibe check if you want.
The other curse book came from this thing, right? This loot.
Yes.
Yeah, Shayla's
I'll
is
roll a vibe check. Alright, I have to ask. Corey, are you an evil outsider?
She's an
No?
outsider of the native subtype.
Okay, heard.
I meet it.
You got a meat to beat, so that's good.
7 plus 19.
You beat it.
Okay.
Mhm,
The plus
mhm.
19 was all you had to say.
Oh.
Okay. So, what do you say in response? And what is the actual vibe, Corey?
So she doesn't quite believe that the word wife. Like she doesn't.
Wife
She
of
goes,
a sort.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Covenant settling down.
Sola just nods. And there's a little smile. It has been a very long time, Karina.
I suppose so. And she'll grip her staff a little tighter and just like look around. Trying not to be rude to the people who have been helping her, you know.
What's the vibe?
The vibe, yeah. What is the vibe of Karina's current posture here?
Well, she's still leaning on the staff, so I guess well, the expression on her face was, I guess, confusion / disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, huh?
Yeah, that's what you get, Shayadras. Confusion, disbelief.
Huh.
Surprise?
Hanging on to sanity by her goddamn fingernails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Imagine John's probably on her shoulder. She's holding the gift arm in her hands. I feel like she sees this, she's like, okay. Turns 180 degrees. It's probably nothing to do with me, probably. I feel like she's more in her head about like, man, I feel weird. I was looking at this and holding it before I found out that this was Griss's. She keep it in her hand. She's not putting it down. She will give John a snack, though.
He will devour it hungrily.
Cracker.
Shaylis, did you want to ask him about that cursed book? Or are you just pocketing it, hoping he won't see you?
I rolled it like a 39 last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pocket it.
Mm-hmm. 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 He doesn't say anything if he notices. Sab, at some point, while everybody is going through the various things here, the dragon does kind of catch your eye and loafs again, his head coming down towards you. And there's, with a kind of smug expression on his draconic face, he'll speak in draconic. So, what do you think, cousin?
Well, it's so impressive. I kind of feel bad about taking it. Also, took you a fair while to get all this together.
Greens. It's a very well curated selection, but I'm a very long-lived dragon. I will find a way to accrue more. And this isn't my only hoard.
Just about to say that. Seems like you got more going on than this.
On lands of which you cannot even dream.
Well, now you got me curious.
He studies you for a moment. I am not native to this place. He gestures with a claw. But it has been many centuries since I was allowed back home. That means I do a lot of traveling.
Well, what it's worth, I'm sorry. Doesn't, not right to be denied your homeland.
And yet here you are, so far from yours.
Yeah, I guess that makes two of us, huh?
There's a quiet rumble that you think might be a sympathetic chuckle. So, where's yours?
Oh, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be too impressed by a little thing like that.
Tilts his head. What kind is it?
I got a library.
A library. He kind of nods. Libraries are good. They escape notice from most.
I got a secret one in the back, but don't go telling anybody about that.
He nods. Your secret is safe with me. Well, of course, all of that was in Draconic.
They're just back there roaring at each other.
So if you do speak Draconic, you did hear all of that.
I think the only one that can understand Draconic is Sola. Unless if she's paying attention.
She doesn't have Draconic on her list for the
That's why I said
spreadsheet.
if she's paying attention, because she has a whole bunch of ways of
right.
understanding languages, even if she doesn't speak it.
After this little conversation, well, the floor is open. You said you had some questions. You've learned a bit more about some of this stuff. Is there anything else you want to ask him?
So the Gizarm was something that was given to seal the contract.
Yeah, it was collateral.
And the contract was get him out of the fucking time snarl.
Mm-hmm.
I think Solo will, once people have started well into the looting, we'll find some place to sit that's Close enough that she feels like she can just talk to the dragon.
There's a lot of plush chairs around, which really does make you wonder, because that is a gargantuan dragon. Why is he collecting human-sized chairs?
Well, I always imagine dragons have polymorph.
Many of them do.
And she'll just kind of like look at him, tilt her head a minute. I know that time does not work the same for you, let alone for you within the kind of mess that we just cleared up. But do you have any sense of how long you were stuck there?
He looks around. By my perception, or yours?
I think mine would be easiest to start with. I can work up to trying to understand yours.
That is a wise answer. By your perception, I imagine only a few months here.
And by yours, much longer, I assume.
Time is a stream for you. Something that progresses in one direction. And in my particular situation, I've unfortunately become a little unmoored. I find myself dipping back in here or there. I can control it when my mind is clear. So, by my perception, I've been coming in and out of this place for hundreds of years.
Do you have any concept of beyond the book being disturbed? The event that might have led to this?
There's a thoughtful look that comes across his face, and he reaches out with a single claw above your head, Sola. And he pokes something that looks like a cauldron. And it starts to bubble, as if there's a liquid inside all of a sudden. He doesn't answer immediately. By my best estimates, well, Lady Covenant was the one who crafted that book. And so, if there is an issue with the time here, it must have to do with the situation she's found herself in, that I have found her in over the years.
Sola nods. It makes about as much sense as everything else. Are there others that tried to come in?
Many. Whenever I find myself dipping in and out, as I mentioned, there's usually a group of people here who are in search of that book. It holds a great deal of importance to shorter-lived folks. People who can't see time the way that I do. The book is a fraction of the way that I perceive things. But seen through her eyes. Sola, you smell tea.
Does she recognize the tea?
You know what? I'll say that you do. This is a very particular brew of that kind of tea that's usually found only at very high elevations. So it's probably something you've had a ton in Ziha.
And see her, like, kind of pause and sniff, and then tilt her head and sniff. Look back over at the cauldron. There's a little smile. But she doesn't say anything at the moment, but there's a very clear, like, recognition of what is brewing behind her. And she'll look back to the dragon. And... yeah, perhaps you might have some insights on those that are out of time. And she'll gesture towards Corey. Well, our other friend was pushed back to her correct time. This one here has remained stuck.
Corey, as you are praying in Thessalonian, you see a shadow just loom over you. It's as if somebody turned down the brightness on your vision. And that's the dragon studying you. He doesn't say anything. He's just sort of looking at you. Do you react?
I was muted. Sorry. But she'll look up, briefly confused. If he doesn't say anything to her, she'll just look at him for a moment before slowly going back to what she was doing. On the floor, is it like a stone floor with like dirt and stuff, or like is it like a clean tower?
It's a polished marble floor
Okay.
with plush carpeting.
Okay, got it. No worries. I wasn't sure how the state of the tower.
From the outside, it looks terrible.
Mm-hmm. Inside, it's very nice. Okay, yeah. No, she'll.
It's very bougie in here.
Can I assist? Or did
No, I'm trying to determine if I can assist. He will lower his head and touch part of his snout toward your arm, or at least try to, but that ends up taking most of your body. It's just a very gentle little boop.
Yeah, like a little boop.
Mm-hmm.
She's mostly recovered, so she probably doesn't fall over, but she's like, hello.
He turns back to Sola. Which one of them are you speaking about?
And her brows go up a little bit. Are there two in one body?
He tilts his head as if, like, you're asking him if, he's grown a second head. And he nods. There are two of them. They're standing in the same place. Can you not see them?
I'm going to look that direction and squint, and I assume not.
You cannot.
Would detect magic help?
In this case, no.
Damn it.
Nice try, though.
And she slowly shakes her head. No, I only see one.
And when you have figured out how to bring both of them into your perception, you may be able to progress. That would be the first step. This one seems solidly anchored to the current moment. The other one does not. There's no ghost. Tarot cards are not glowing. Good thoughts, though. I appreciate it. I truly do.
The card catalog of like, what bullshit do we have? What bullshit do we have? There's a little frown, but she will nod. She knows better than to pester and push with a dragon this size, especially in their home. There's got to be other good questions to ask the dragon. Oh, she'll look back to him and tilt her head again, and just kind of like settle back. You can see that she's trying to put puzzle pieces together, like spinning them in her head, trying to figure out what might connect and what he might be aware of. It may have been in a time where you were not quite yourself, but we do know that Grisalis was attacked in the library. Do you know of anybody that came in after her?
He studies you for a moment and then says, "All I saw was the Lady Covenant."
She'll nod. So perhaps whoever it was already in there.
Well, there were two of her.
The current Gris and an old Gris, I assume.
He nods. There was the recent one and the one that I first met.
Yeah. Shay saw the angry Grisses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Shay share that?
Mm-hmm.
She did share that she saw the Grisalai.
And the old ones had a reason to dislike the current one.
They quite distrust her. She has become other than what she was.
She has changed with time. As all
He
things
nods.
eventually do.
But a devil is meant to be unchanging.
Oh.
There's kind of a little twist to her mouth. Idealized to be unchanging. But I would argue perhaps not meant. As so many do.
You can detect a faint, not quite smirk, but there's a change in his eyes as he studies you. Have you met many devils?
A handful. When you have lived as long as I have. Though I still imagine very few years in comparison to you.
Years lived differently are hard to compare. He taps the cauldron again, and the boiling stops, and Then he looks around for a moment. There should be a tea set somewhere near here. I regret to say it's a little small for my current form, but I'm sure you can find it.
Sola will immediately get up to try and find the tea set.
You can find it. It's exceedingly good quality. And it is in the shape, this teapot, of a frog.
Oh no. Sola will set about getting everybody tea. She has taken the fucking note. She will kind of like pause as she is handing somebody tea and look at the dragon. Is there a container you would prefer to drink out of?
He will think for a moment. I'll simply have whatever's left in the cauldron. That's appropriately sized for me.
She nods. We'll continue getting everybody tea. Doesn't matter if you want tea, you're getting tea. We're not pissing off the dragon.
Hell yeah. Tea time.
Does anybody else want to quiz the dragon? I feel bad, I'm talking a lot.
Shay can't talk to sentient strangers.
The dragon is a little worried about Shay.
I feel like she said thank you and you're welcome, both signing. It's the same sign. It's the same like open face palm to the chin, like, you know, towards you. And then when he was thanking her, she just did it again to say you're welcome. And then she found the fucking kiss arm. Just holding it as she walks around. She's having quiet time.
Viridian Transcendence. Will you ask him about that?
I mean, Sola can once she is done serving tea, if nobody else does. Finish up and settle down with her cup, make sure that the dragon has gotten his cauldron of what's left.
Does he have a giant teacup?
No, he just picks up the cauldron and drinks from it as if it was a teacup.
Ah, makes sense.
Augustiana, this tea is very, very delicate and light. It's not what you would expect from a dragon of this size.
Hell yeah.
And I'll point out that Holly and Piglet, I forget the name.
Percy?
Percy, there you go.
Also get their own cups?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
See, just so you know, it's been agreed that Percy actively tries to get Holly to speak.
Good luck with that. That's a 1,000-year-old challenge.
Percy has brought his bowl over to where Holly's is, and he's just started to chat with her. He's like, so, how do you like the tea? It's pretty good, right? Nice light flavor. He's trying, and it's just not working.
Aww.
Holly would at least nod along or move. She does not ignore conversation. Mm-hmm. She just does not speak in conversation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's really trying.
But she will look at the dragon after everybody has gotten their tea. There's something else I would ask, if I might.
You may.
Gris, when she was inside, was working on a particular ritual. The Viridian Transcendence. Does that have any meaning to you?
You can see him thinking for a little, and he picks up the cauldron and takes a sip from it. When he picks up the cauldron, you can see that there are little frogs, like little frog legs, on the bottom of it.
Amy-coated dragon.
He considers. I admit I haven't taken too much of an interest in the doings of spellcasters on this planet. But I do recall her mentioning something of the sort. She was trying to find... Oh, she described it as tying up a loose end.
She has said that phrase several times, hasn't she?
He nods. I asked her what she had meant by that, and why she could not simply do what most of her kind do, and appear where the problem is that needs to be dealt with. You've met a few devils in your time. I'm certain you understand what I mean. But she said the place that she was trying to reach was inaccessible to her through those means.
Hmm. Do the Galaxy Brains have any other questions? Charles.
I cough, so I didn't catch what he said. I need a repeat.
He said that he asked her why she doesn't just teleport there and fix it that way. And he said that she said that it was inaccessible that way.
I mean, I'm starting to think she got.
Does she know? Does the dragon know where she was trying to get to? Like, is there a specific name for it?
Yes. Sola would ask us if she was unable to reach there. Did she mention where it was she was trying to go? Or why it was unreachable by teleportation?
The Temple of the Peacock Spirit. Apparently, as part of their holy pilgrimage there, you were required to perform the ritual to reach the temple.
Do you know where this place is?
He shakes his head. As I said, I haven't often taken an interest in the casters here.
From the sound of it, could be anywhere.
No, I need time with how things have been going.
Sounds like we only know one way to get there, then.
It's a little just like, because I imagine since all this has been in common, like John has been placed on Corey's shoulder to translate should she want to listen. She's
I
just,
think since Corey's praying, John was just like, do you want to know what people are saying, or do I just leave you to your business here?
But she quietly finishes up her prayer. She's not very good at prayer. It's mostly through osmosis. So once she's done, she'll get up and thank you. What did I miss?
He will relay to you everything that has just been discussed.
Okay, great.
it's John, who is her normal, like, cuddle close when she is considering something. She'll reach over the chair and start scratching at Holly's head.
Mm-hmm.
And just like,
no, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're doing scratching Holly's head.
Jedi,
Yes.
finish what you're gonna say. You haven't spoken.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to give everyone room to speak. Just going to ask, what does Corey know about the peacock spirit?
Roll me religion.
Oh, great! The thing I said I wasn't good at.
Yeah, the thing you said you weren't good at. I want that.
Okay. Oh wait, hang on.
If you have no ranks, you don't get nothing.
No, I know. I have 1 rank. Oh wait, no, I have 2.
Eh.
17.
Corey's listened to Electra ramble.
Mm-hmm.
So, with a 17, Karina, you're Karina. Electra doesn't like these guys. They're weird. From what you understand of them, they're a cult that's focused on the perfection of mind, body, and spirit. And they have been spreading throughout Thassalon. They're getting more and more popular as time goes on, but they're very secretive. And when somebody joins the cult, they tend to not come out of it. And more so than that, it tends to spread in through their family. So, it's something of an infectious cult, you might say.
Okay. So, probably next on the list.
Mm-hmm. You do know that one of the most devout worshippers of the Temple of the Peacock Spirit is Runelord Xandergull, which is crazy blasphemous to you as a follower of Lasala, because Lasala was the one who gave him that goddamn rune.
Yeah, don't get that part. Don't understand why the rest of the Runelords didn't just smite his ass. Especially fucking Kroon. What the fuck? You have 1 job!
Now, all of the other Runelords have visited the Temple of the Peacock Spirit as a sort of show of political solidarity at certain times, a bit of political theater with Cyrusian, but Sorshan never did.
Okay. Did my Lord Wrath also visit?
Yes. One of the previous Lords of Wrath, not this current one that you said.
Okay. Well, there's a reason that my Lord is the current Lord of Wrath and not the other guys.
But that's what you know.
She will reiterate this, with a little bit of a twist. The Peacock Spirit, a blasphemous cult that Lord Xandergull worshipped, along with many others in secret. The Runelords all visited save my Lord Wrath, though a previous lord did, and Sorshan. Paid homage at their temple. If now this is a leap because because she's like being backfilled on the information. If Lady Covenant was going to the temple, perhaps there was someone or something there to be dealt with. Is that a leap too far, Kira?
That is not a leap too far. If she's going there, then that probably means that there's a
Mhm.
reason she's going there. Especially if Sorsh never went.
Mm-hmm. And especially after what 10,000 years, something like that, you know?
Something like that.
And a reason she went there on her own.
Mm-hmm.
I am having a worse and worse feeling that there is something at this temple that may be beyond our capabilities.
You see Corey like look a little offended. I back down from no challenge.
Scylla looks towards her, and you can see words forming, but she does not say anything. Just her lips kind of purse together a bit, and her eyes narrow. Not in anger, but more in like, just holding herself back. And she
Someone's
shakes her
used to
head.
dealing with this at this point.
What'd you say?
Someone's used to dealing with this at this point.
She is, and she is getting less thrilled that there are more of them.
It's getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm. And she'll look towards the dragon and tilt her head a bit. As somebody that is out of time and space in many ways, have you come across the peacock spirit?
He shakes his head. I have glimpsed many gods, young and old, as many as I have seen stars, but I have met no peacock spirit.
That sounds sus.
What does Sabine know about the peacock spirit?
You can, well, you know that it's still a surviving cult to this day, and you know that it's still treated as a hereditary cult to this day. It's mostly kept within families now. You also know that, peacock spirits, cultists, tend to be found somewhere near Pride, Sinwells.
I had a thought.
What's the thought?
Speculation on my part. I don't know if I want to speak it into existence or not.
Do it.
Peacock spirits, the fucking Runelord. It's just him fucking guard, because he's the only other one that had like this, him and Sorshin that were from the beginning, right?
That's true.
This is some like religious worship trying to turn into a god bullshit.
Sorshin and Xandergul received their runes directly from Lasala and have held them this entire time. But if we have no other questions for our friend the dragon here, we should proceed to the research portion of things, so that we can also proceed to the Sandpoint portion of things, if that would be all right with everyone.
And
Let's
acquire a
recommend
mess.
books.
Mm-hmm. Gotta
Mhm.
acquire a mess.
During Shayla's out of session research,
Mm-hmm.
Xandergo got every Runelord except for Sortion to pay tribute. Whatever that is worth.
Yeah, he's trying to be a god. Calling it now.
Are you saying the Pride Rune Lord would want to be a god?
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta go fight fucking Xandergo. See, the car agrees.
Car agrees.
Sorry.
No, it's funny.
Sometimes you guys can hear it, sometimes you can't.
It's great.
So-
No, it's the perfect amount.
It's
Perfectly
always when I'm
balanced.
like, it's always dramatic too. Charlie, you can roll again for your spellcraft if you want.
Fucking
Is
take
Shayla actively hiding?
Yeah.
Shayla's come ask for help. You have multiple casters that can help you.
Would you like
Stubborn bitch.
a moral support snacky?
What about a moral support lap dance?
It's a +4 bonus.
It's +4.
Give you
Plus
fucking
4.
advantage.
There's a meme I'm thinking of. I can't quite place it, but essentially it's someone doing something kind of erotic, and the other person receiving is like, I'm just not into it.
Mhm.
I know exactly. Wait, are you talking the Simpsons meme?
It might be it, yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Stop being stubborn.
I want Shayla's to get the lap dance. I think after the first failed attempt, she'll rejoin the group.
Offer you a peanut in this trying time.
You're out of peanuts. Nice try.
Mhm.
Fucking called out.
Brutal. Aw.
Does Shayla explain what she is trying to do to the group? Or does she just come back and sulk in at the outer rim of the group?
I mean, she's still muttering to herself, trying to figure out what went wrong. She doesn't want to admit that she's trying to set up a teleportation circle in this guy's tower, though.
Sola just looks over at her and props a chin in her hand and is staring. And when Shayla looks in her direction, there's a brow raise.
It's on the witch spell list, right?
Teleport?
Yeah.
I think so. Let me check.
Yes.
Thank you, Jedi.
Thank you.
Sorry.
That's alright.
I only remembered because it was on the scroll cost and list.
I can interrupt you guys for a quick second. Sola, I need to pick your mind.
About what exactly?
I feel like we need some help. And if we're planning to stay here a bit longer than we originally thought we'd be here, I need to make sure I didn't lose my job.
There's a snort. Oh, so you're wanting to get back to Sandpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll stand up, kind of shake out her skirts a bit. And she will actually reach down and pick up Percy. A little scritch under the chin.
He happily accepts the scritch.
Wait, don't you work for your family?
I'm sorry?
Augie asked, don't you work with your family?
I mean, I've been moved out for a few months now. That one kid, the theater kid, works there now.
Does
Have
Augie
you
know
guys
said
not
theater kid?
noticed?
Dimitri?
Yes. He was there during the great pukening that happened.
Ah. Might be continue.
It was just Shayla's asking, have you guys not noticed?
No, I knew that you were still working with your family's business. Though I had assumed you would try to strike out on your own by this point.
I stop by once in a while to see my mom, but that's... I haven't spoken to Ven since Katrine died.
So why do you care if you still have a job with your family's grocery?
But it's not with them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Above table, Shayless is referring to a job in Magnamar.
So she's not working with the grocery at all anymore?
No,
not at all.
Okay.
she moved out entirely.
Well, yeah, I forgot. She works at the Pink Pony Club, right? Or is it something separate with the perfume?
She works at a florist.
Florist. Ah!
This is what happens when everybody starts scattering to different cities.
Look, you kicked me out.
It would have been in my
Kicked
solo
you out?
if I had one.
You have not been kicked out of anywhere. You can come back and take whatever the fuck you want back. Whatever. Too busy trying to get into Alia's pants.
Damn, called out.
Oh, man.
Look, we're gonna be at that for a while, boys.
I'm sure Solo can write you a doctor's note.
You gotta pay her 1 gold a day.
I can afford that.
So we'll just carrying Percy. We'll just follow or walk alongside Shayla's. Oh, first thing, it is always easier to cast a ritual with your familiars about. Rather than the familiars trying to chat up other familiars.
There's a slight blush to Percy as Sola says that.
Shayla's is looking to Percy. I feel like we should have known that.
I just wanted to see if I could hear her voice.
If you manage that, yeah. I think I've heard her speak maybe once. In thousands of years. You have picked the highest mountain to climb.
But it ain't impossible.
No, not impossible. I'll plop Percy down right beside the start of the circle. And
So,
I will
go ahead and make your next check.
fortune on this bitch too.
Augie starts answering, whether she likes it or not.
Thank you guys.
I don't know why, but the meme that comes to mind is that you're not gonna get any work done with that kind of hoeing.
She is gonna get work done because of this kind of hoeing.
Augie's always working.
That's +4.
15 plus spell level, is it?
Yep.
And teleport is 5th level, I believe?
Yeah, for it's sorcerer wizard spell list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll
So does that
again.
include your bonuses?
That doesn't include
Uh,
Augie's bonuses. And doesn't include the fortune hacks.
Yeah, you can roll again.
What's the DC?
20.
20. She's got it with Sola's or Augie's bonus, the lap dance.
Mm-hmm.
That makes the difference here.
But just to see if you nat 20 as you're figuring shit out.
You did not.
It was a lap dance.
But it was the lap dance that did it.
My sister in Calistria.
So, putting all of your heads together, you're finally able to get it through Percy's head how to teleport. You managed to prove this by having Percy teleport himself. He appears a couple floors up within the tower.
Oh, this poor pig.
We just hear the very faint echoing squeal from somewhere up.
It's squeal, oink oink oink. With that, I think we can proceed to the research portion here. And this is where I ask you a series of important questions. Because we need to figure out who is studying, when they're studying, and when the trip back to Sandpoint happens.
Also, we have an intelligent talking book, don't we?
You do have an intelligent talking book.
Is it a helpful intelligent talking book?
When it comes to the Viridian Transcendence, it can be. You're gonna have to make a diplomacy check to get it to help you, though.
Yes.
Here, Christiana. Have fun dancing at the book.
She's gonna flirt with the book. She's gonna tell the book dirty jokes until it opens up.
You know, Gris did write this book, though, so that might work.
I was being serious.
I'm glad. 'Cause I would accept that.
You will also be advised to talk to the assistant librarian and see if there's anything that she would recommend to bring back. Because she knows a lot about Thessalon.
She's gonna
She
ask way too many
sure
questions.
does.
Like, that matches the will write a letter to Sorshin to keep Sorshin fucking in town. Stay, bitch.
Don't you fucking go anywhere.
If Nineron is fine with the teleportation circle being here, Shayless will go after getting everyone's list and letters. If not, then she's gonna set up shop somewhere else.
Alright. He's fine with it here, as long as when you come back, you destroy it. If you do not destroy it, he'll know. I don't have anything done all week like that. Incredible work. Incredible work.
Thank you. So what are we doing?
All right. So basically, there's two things that are happening right now. One of them is a trip to Sandpoint to get some stuff and to get some assistance. The other is researching the ritual of the Viridian Transcendence. Researching is going to take a very long time.
Yeah, Sabiel's going to get to work on that.
Okay. So Sabiel is studying. We have Shayla's heading back. Is she heading back on her own? Is anybody going with her?
Corey has to come.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
To talk to the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh yeah, because I have the drain.
Yep.
You got turbo drained, yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which means that nobody else can really go because we're bringing Meza and Corey back.
One other person can come, but you would have to speak to the priest to get back.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Charlie did this math already.
Yeah.
They would just have to pay for the teleportation.
So if
Or
anybody
we
else
take the fox over with the bag of grain.
As much as I would like Shay to go and talk to Xanthus herself, I don't think she can in good conscience just go back to Sandpoint right now.
Write him a letter.
Yeah.
So she's gonna write him a letter.
Mm-hmm.
Augie, are you staying or going? Helping with the research, perhaps? You are a bard. You're very good at research. Mechanically.
Not really.
Mechanically, though.
She got rid of all of her lore stuff in favor of lap dances.
Well, you could lap dance to give
Exactly. She will do that. And she is going to talk to the book. So she's going to stick around and help.
Okay. All right.
Don't let Nualia see.
Okay. So, if that's the case, then let's resolve the rules for how long you guys will be there, and then we'll do visiting Sandpoint. How's that sound?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, the research rules are somewhat familiar to some of you because they're what we used for Chris's contract. So, to review, what you're trying to research here, basically this topic, has a complexity that works like an AC. And you meet that AC via researching, which is represented by the use of the knowledge skill. If you're using one of the knowledge skills I mentioned before, I believe it's history, religion, and I think maybe performance. Let me double check that. You get a +4 to the roll. And whenever you're making a check, you have to spend at least 8 hours. And for every 8 hours you spend beyond that first 8 hours, you get a +1 bonus to that roll. If the roll meets the AC, which is called complexity, of the subject, then you can roll to do damage to it, as if you were damaging an enemy, but with your brain. And when you get to 0, you unlock all of the secrets of the thing you're studying. Yeah?
Okay. So you said it was history, religion.
Let me look up the last one. I know there was a third.
Does that negate the use of anything else?
You don't get the +4 if you use anything else. History, nobility, or religion.
Nobility, you say?
Yes.
The one thing. Oh, but I got a -2 right now. No. I'll just help.
Well, you do. I mean, you can sleep it off and try it later if you want. Because we're going to be here for a minute, I expect. So, we're going to start out with some rolls. Now, because Augie rolled very, very highly when it came to looking at the library earlier, you guys are going to get a bonus, and that is a +5 when researching the Viridian Transcendence. Everybody say thank you, Augie.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Augie.
Augie.
Now, the number you are trying to hit is 40. And again, you get a +4 bonus for using one of the 3 aforementioned skills, and you get an additional 1 for every 8 hours you spend. And every one of those is like an attack. Okay?
And Sabine has a +1, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Sabine has a +1 because Matt deduced something.
Read this thing.
So that's a +10 total, if I mathed correctly.
I'm not mathing.
For
If you're
Sabine.
Sabille, +10, otherwise +9.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Alright.
is that including the book Pillow Talk?
Now, you can make your book pillow talk roll.
And you wanted diplomacy?
Yes. 25. I'll say 25 is enough to increase the book from neutral to helpful. And the book helping out will give you an additional +4.
For everybody?
Yeah, for everybody. Now,
So that's 14 for Sabille and 13 for everybody else.
And that's assuming that you only spend 8 hours studying. That's 1 day. That's minimum. Now, every day, 2 people can roll. Okay? So, day 1. Who's up?
Put me in.
Y'all two.
Sola and Sabille?
Yeah, because Shayless isn't here. Shayless would be the other history one.
Go ahead and roll for me.
Can I roll to solve the puzzle first to get advantage on it?
Yes.
You have a warm up.
46.
I heard a cackle. Okay, 46. Is that a 20? Did you roll a nat 20?
No, I rolled a 14, but I have a +19 to my history.
Okay. Well, there we go. So that's 1 hit. Sabille, go ahead and roll your knowledge, your puzzle check.
47.
Okay.
We're stacking a lot of bonuses here.
All right, so 47 and 46, right?
Oh wait, no, it's higher than that.
All right, hold on. I think there's something about for every 5 you beat the DC by. Research rules. Open these up. For every 5 by which you exceed 40, you do an additional 1 point of damage. So please note that down when you're telling me how much total damage you have done.
Okay.
Now,
and this is the first day, so before we get any of the items, right?
yes.
Okay.
So this is
So how much damage did they do on 1 hit?
We're gonna settle that right now.
Oh, okay, heard. Sorry.
That's okay.
There's a lot of math. Right. A lot of math is happening.
Yes, we're doing this step by step.
E.
So both of you give me d6 plus int. Sabille, I will accept wisdom from you.
They're the same after the brain damage.
All right, the brain damage.
Oh.
Plus int modifier or
modifiers if you were doing damage.
Okay. I was about to say those are 2 very different things, ma'am. Oh, okay. So we get 14.
14.
9.
14 and 9. Does that include your ones?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So.
Okay, so 14 plus 9 is 23. All right. Day 1, complete. Day 2. Shayless, are you coming back day 2 or day 3?
If she's doing a whole bunch of shopping, it'll probably be day 3.
Oh, yeah, it's probably day 3, but Corey would be back day 2.
All right. Corey's back, day 2. Day 2, rolls. Who would like to...
I'm sorry. Oh, Corey and Mez are back
Corey
day 2.
and Mez. Okay.
Yeah, Corey and Mez. Yay.
Yes.
Mez.
Hello.
Mez is here. We will have her on
Oh.
screen once we have resolved the rolls.
Mhm.
So much has happened.
My
So
ink
much has
damage is gone.
happened. Yes, your int damage is gone.
Oh, God bless.
So today, and I need another 2 people.
Put me in
Different-
coach.
It has to be different people? Or
It doesn't have to be different people, but only 2 people can participate.
does anybody have higher than a plus 19?
In what?
In a knowledge that's
History,
useful.
nobility, or religion.
No.
I'm assuming Sola is the most mechanically useful here.
My religion is a 10.
All right. Let's see him.
Alright, trying to solve a puzzle. We just solved the puzzle.
47! I'm going up.
Okay. What we got from Sab, Matt?
Let's see. Even hypercognition, because that's the thing monks can do.
They just be giving monks shit, man.
We need it.
They're just like, whatever, dude. Sure.
With that, 55.
55. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah, it's a +3.
All right. Again, roll your damages. D6 plus int.
It's the same. It's another 14 from me.
14?
Mm-hmm.
11.
14 and 11. Okay. That's another 25 on top. You're making some pretty good headway. Day 3. Shayless returns. Shayless, do you want to research?
I mean, Sola can keep it up.
I don't. If you want to roll shit, you can roll shit, Charles.
I'm fine not rolling shit. I will note that Shayless has a 21 to history.
So you're gonna get higher than I can.
Or we roll like Koya and beef it.
This is a skill check, so you can be fortuned up for it.
No,
Mhm.
you can't, because it's
Ah.
round.
Ah,
So the
yeah,
8-hour
no,
thing
that would
comes
not
in.
last.
Mm-hmm.
You can share the puzzle book if you want.
Yeah, do a Sudoku, and then you get advantage.
We've got
But hey, if
7 puzzles left in this book. She's written all over the others.
Shay is here. Let me double check that this doesn't have anything for me.
Everyone is getting sandwiches and soup and tea and whatever else researchers might need. Because she can't help them read.
My name's Shay, and I never learned to read.
Okay. We shall try again.
All right. Let's see him.
Alright, we solved the puzzle.
I celebrated too early. I have gone down.
Oh no.
It is 45.
45 will do it.
Alright, and we do have the items now, right?
Yes,
Yes.
you have the items now.
As long as you're able to attune to them if they need attuning first, because some of them like take 24 hours to kick in or some shit.
Yeah, the ring takes a week, unfortunately, so nothing there. 61.
What? What?
What?
The Pendant of Knowledge gives a 1 time per day 10% or 10 insight bonus to a skill check.
Yeah, okay.
Sabine said,
Plus-
fuck this shit, I'm done. I want to know.
+4 damage on top of that. God damn.
Yep. All right. Roll your damages.
Listen, it's drastic, okay? Desperate times call for desperate measures.
We got people to save.
Mm-hmm.
It's
11.
11 for me too.
All right. Okay. At this rate, you're probably going to solve it day 4.
How much did Sibyl do?
11.
They both at 11. Okay.
All right. Day 4.
Day 4.
Charles.
It's history, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should have
All
kept
right.
at it.
No, because you get bonuses. It's like plus 13 or some shit, right?
Yes.
So that'll do it. Somebody tell me what the total is on that.
51.
51.
All right. So it's an additional 2.
Puzzle. Unsuccessful.
All right.
Nat 20.
Roll to confirm.
You can confirm?
I'm not joking. Roll to confirm.
These are attacks.
Got a 19 to confirm.
19 will confirm. Well, 19 total?
19 to confirm the roll.
19 the roll.
It's
A lot
a
total.
large number.
Yes. All right. Well, that fucking confirms. Okay. Now, Shayless, can you make knowledge skills untrained?
Yes.
Okay. Then you get to do D12. Plusing. And Spiel, you get your choice, rolling 2 damage dice or just doubling whatever you get.
Sorry, was that in score or mod?
Mod.
That's
Thank
a
you.
tough one, because I could roll poorly once, or I could roll poorly twice.
Is your
Roll
in score
twice.
6?
And mod is 6.
Okay, so it's 17. Oh, actually, it's plus 2, so it's 18.
Does the extra damage from exceeding the check double?
Also get multiplied? Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
28 damage.
28. What a meaty day of research you guys have had.
Eureka.
So, day 4, which is quicker than I expected you guys to do this, you managed to find the ritual of the Viridian Transcendence. In just 4 days.
Easy clap.
So, you find some very important things. Hold on, let me see if I can... I think I can... You know, you would hope that they made this into a handout, but they somehow did not. So give me a second here. Yeah, they straight up did not make this into a handout. Are you kidding me? All right.
When you're reading an adventure path as a GM and you're like, motherfucker.
Why did you give
Okay.
me this as a handout that I'm never going to use?
Mhm.
But this useful
It-
thing, you didn't touch.
They don't even go to this town. Why do I have a handout for it? Crazy. I can Pathfinder.
All right.
All right.
So, let me... Da. So, this is a little information about it. Sorry, I had to trim some of it.
All good.
And the formatting is weird. Here you go. So, the Viridian Transcendence has to be performed. It's an entertainment thing.
Huh.
So, Augie, I imagine,
Listening.
is going to be in charge of the choreo.
5, 6, 7, 8.
But it features one primary caster, and everybody else is involved as a secondary caster. The primary caster is the one who is actually doing the spell. And you're going to have to make a check in order to cast it, if I'm not mistaken. But it does not tell me here what the fucking DC of that is. So give me 1 second. Using ritual, spellcraft, research
Oh,
rituals,
resistance. No.
compare spells to rituals. Can be deciphered again. Casting time, save DC. All right, no, I guess it's just there you go.
I'm sorry, are we getting damage for successfully casting it?
Yes, even successfully casting it will hurt you.
I mean, I think they're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into a
You're
performance a little too
basically going to
literally.
be 80 minutes straight of performance.
Aki has
Intensive
worked her
performance
entire
at
life
that.
for this.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll be doing that. And yeah, again, it's weird because they give a fail state for the performance, but they don't give any skill that's used for it. So, God only knows. Anyway, you're able to get information on the Viridian Transcendence. You are also able to get some other little kernels of information. So, everybody who is a devotee of the Peacock Spirit is expected to go to the Grand Temple at least once. It's an obligatory journey. But the problem is, you can't get there except by using this ritual. And whenever somebody comes back from it, they're usually there for at least a year. And they always seem brighter and more joyful. Now, another thing you learn is that the temple itself is hard to locate because it's hidden by an extremely powerful illusion spell. So it's not actually usually visible to people. And on top of that, and perhaps the cause of some of the issues that you've seen, the valley that this temple is located in is protected by a dimensional lock effect. Now, a dimensional lock means that you can't teleport in or out, and also that you can't summon while you're in there. There are a very few specific areas where you're allowed to, but for the most part, you won't be able to summon while you're in there. So do keep that in mind. So, the ritual allows you to directly teleport into the temple. So, you'll be going to a very specific room that's usually meant to greet members of the cult of the Peacock Spirit. And, on top of that, you also learned that the Grand Temple of the Peacock Spirit is protected by 7 peacock shrines, each of which grants inhabitants a defense. And you don't find anything in here about how these shrines can be deactivated, but it does tell you the effects that each shrine grants. Now, has everybody got their listening ears on?
Mm-hmm.
So the red shrine grants mental protection. The orange shrine bolsters the temple's walls. The yellow shrine grants physical protections. The green shrine grants immunity to poison and resistance to magic. The blue shrine allows inhabitants to conjure and summon creatures with ease. The indigo shrine grants enhanced healing. And the violet shrine, well, you can't find too many details about it, but it seems to be tied in some way to Xandergul's immortality. So note that down because that's very important.
Amy?
Got it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the first one.
Red
That
shrine
is a mental
temple.
protection.
Mm-hmm. So, above table, this is a dungeon with 7 areas. They're all,
Jesus.
some of them are smaller than others, but once you get going, there are 7 areas, and each one of them will have one of these shrines in it. And everyone who is in that area gets the benefit of that shrine.
Is this supposed to be 7 areas, 1 long rest?
No, absolutely
Okay.
no. Not at all expecting 1 long rest. I am expecting the party to be here for like at least a week of in-game time, if not more.
Okay, and just to clarify, do the shrines give these protections to the followers only?
To the followers and inhabitants only, not to visitors.
Okay.
So it wouldn't help us at all.
It would not help you.
Fucking
Unless one of you experiences a very sincere conversion to the peacock spirit.
nah, fuck this bastard.
I could be persuaded.
Now that you mention it.
I'm burning this place down.
Heard.
So, that is what you have found. And that will hopefully help you in preparing spells and whatnot for this. Because
Okay.
you're going to have to perform the ritual to get there. Does anybody else have any questions about the Viridian Transcendence?
Is there any clue as to... Oh, I genuinely don't know if I missed this part. So, like, you get teleported to, like, a welcome visitors room, right? If you succeed. Is
Yes.
that inside one of these colors?
It is inside one of these colors, you do not know which.
Is there any clue as to which it is not, at the very least?
It's not violet, and it's not indigo.
It's not. Okay.
This is a temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this hollowed ground?
Yes.
What was Chris planning on doing?
That's a good question.
What?
So, did she perform the Viridian Transcendence?
You saw her in the process of it.
Yeah.
Listening to everyone's like wheels turn in their head.
I was like, yeah, we keep calling it. I kept thinking it's just a place, a random place, a dungeon. It's like, no, wait, this is a temple.
It's a
the
temple.
fuck was a devil planning? Okay, so it's not the indigo or the violet shrine areas. Is where we're going to immediately.
Yeah, so immunity to poison / magic, pretty
Yeah.
bad to go into.
Yeah.
It's immunity to poison and resistance to magic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Still bad. That's still a bad one. Just the resistance.
It's still
to magic.
bad, just not as bad.
So is that resistance to, like... I know that's resistance to spells, but that's also resistance to, like, magic, like, swords?
It's spell resistance,
Spell
if I'm not
resistance.
mistaken.
So the magic weapons should still do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, it doesn't cause an anti-magic field.
Okay.
Go ahead
that's
and
not
drop
so bad.
this. Oh,
I was like, oh shit.
never mind. You beat me to it.
Mental does suck for a few casters and scroll ideas.
But only in that one area.
Mm-hmm. And that's and then we can, ideally we can deactivate it.
Just fucking hitting everybody with fucking ray of enfeeblement. Fuck everybody.
Okay.
I mean, we could, for casters, this would be a good opportunity to buy some scrolls if you want to hedge your slots on one way. and then have the scrolls for what if we're wrong and it's the other way. Might be an idea.
Hold on, there's a gift for this.
Uh-huh. Is there a GIF?
Pretty much all of my spells go to buffing people, so I'm not overly concerned.
I am a quartercaster.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, wrong channel.
No, it's fine. It was public. You were right to mention it.
Mhm. So, Chance, do you want to go back to Sandpoint? I'm just kidding. I'm
You do
just
have
kidding.
time. Like, you do have time if you want to go back to Sandpoint.
We
Now
have
that you
more
know this.
information. Yeah.
Miss God,
Yes.
did I lose my job?
Make me a diplomacy check.
Can we get a doctor's note?
I will allow a doctor's note. You have to pay Sola at least 2 gold.
For the good paper.
Now that we know that she should be getting paid for this. $17 will
good.
do it. With your doctor's note. You still have your job. Are you going to plead for more time off here?
Family emergency.
How long have we been
Better
out?
question. Did you have goblin pox?
So far, you have been out for about a week and a half.
Not as long as I thought we were going to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm asking for more time off.
Make me another diplomacy check.
Percy's putting in work.
You are allowed to have more time off. They will grant you an additional week off. If you want to try and stretch that further, you'll have to make another check and it'll be DC 20.
Would it help if I just did some numbers?
Accept it and just come back with Augie in tow next time.
Oh, we can't TP out.
Huh?
You can't teleport out.
Mm-hmm. Once
Once
we're
you're in
in,
there.
we're locked in until we.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
what I'm saying is, like, they've given you a week, okay? Like, if you come back 2 weeks later, bring in Augie to fucking do the diplomacy check for you. Be
Is the
Good
forest a
things
man?
over.
an Augie and a Shay, one to, like, do the talking and one to be like, this is illegal.
Is this an at-will employment city?
I mean, I'm fine. She still has a job.
She still has a job.
I mean, worst comes to worst, call in a favor. You know Wayman with the sky self.
So, Shayless, when you head back to Sandpoint, I imagine that... Well, what exactly is your order of operations when you go back? As you're teleporting?
Or even are we teleporting to? I think it's the cabin.
Okay. To Shaydress's cabin?
Yeah.
Please
Well-
check on my horse and the bees.
Shadow Mist and the bees are doing well, but they're happy to have company. When you arrive, you actually see that Shalelu has stopped by, and she's in the process of feeding Shadow Mist. She is confused by you randomly appearing with, you know, a flame-haired stranger.
I was gonna say, I think Shayless would try to sneak by, but I just remembered we're bringing Corey.
Walking flare.
Yeah.
But
I mean, unless Shalelu starts talking to her.
Shalelu doesn't, like, talk to Corey.
People.
Yeah, she doesn't like talking to people in general, but she is hitting you with the intense stare. Do you say anything to her?
She's gonna try to pass it off with just like a nod of acknowledgement and try to continue on her way.
As you do, there's just one question from Shalelu as you are heading into town. Has anybody died yet?
Yet to be determined. Still trying to figure that out.
It's just a quiet hum. She goes back to tending the horse.
Thank you for watching over them.
She'll nod. I'll keep doing so. Imagine no one else knows the way here. She does stare at you, Karina, but she doesn't say anything.
Karina will, once like they're done exchanging, she'll say a nod. She'll give a nod in Thessalonian because she doesn't speak whatever they're speaking. Good day, and then just slowly follow Shayla out.
There's another stare. Doesn't say anything. Now, Corey, this place is very different. You should be able to see Bakra Khan from here. Like, the capital city. This is the outskirts of the capital. You should be in Thessalonian suburbia right now. But instead, this appears to be just a normal village. Nobody's even running any combat drills.
Was everything made out of like? Is it like a everything's made out of wood?
Oh yeah.
Why are they using wood?
You see one cathedral that is made of stone. You do see the hellfire plume. That still seems to be there.
Okay.
Is that the lighthouse?
It's the hellfire flume.
So this place still has protection, she'll say, and what the? This is so wrong.
You
What
don't know
happened?
the end of it. Well, I mean, a couple of decades back, there was a serial killer. But, it's more of a party house now.
She seems even more confused.
Now, Karina, you can actually place where this is on a map of Bakra Khan very easily by the location of the hellfire flume.
Yeah.
And as far as you know, there should be somewhere around here that is dedicated to the worship of your Lord of Wrath. There should be a temple visible, but you don't see one. And judging by how much of the flume is visible, it's got to be underground somewhere, you think.
Okay, well that's good.
You think?
Well, the Wrathwell must be underground then.
Doesn't know about that, does she?
I don't think anybody told her.
Oh.
I mean, we've talked about it a lot.
I'll pose it to the party. Has the party told Shaylas about the Catacombs of Wrath underneath Sandpoint?
That, I think, would be more a question to Shay address.
I don't see why not. Especially if Shaylas is getting involved in all of this shit.
Because up until Shayless decided to fire fucking Urameshi spirit gun. Sola thought she was just a normal girl.
That's fair.
Same.
So, Shayless, you are aware of the Catacombs of Wrath then. You're also aware that they were filled in at the party's behest. And thirdly, you're aware that they were occupied by a worshipper of Lamashtu at the time.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to touch that yet. Let's just go get you patched up.
As you wish. And she'll follow you. She's just like looking around at the people too. She has actually turned out her scarf, so that the outside is showing.
You do see plenty of Parisians here, Karina.
Mm-hmm.
And some even with patterns that seem a little familiar to you from your time guarding their caravans way back when.
Mm-hmm.
So there's at least something the same here, a little bit of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
As you are looking around, you realize something that you find kind of personally horrifying. Most of the people here are human. Like, almost all of them, actually. Which is weird, because you're used to a far more intensive blend of different kinds of people. Like, you saw one elf, maybe two elves. There's a single half-orc.
What the hell's
humans
an orc?
all look... Oh, right, yeah, you don't know what those are yet. There's something that looks... You see someone who looks like the friend you had in the fucking library. But you don't see any other Ifrits. You don't see any Sylphs, no Undines, no other Azamars.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone here seems kind of, sort of the same.
Corey is deeply unnerved.
As you're looking around, you do happen to see another tiefling, though.
Oh, okay. Well, you know. I mean, this doesn't feel as densely packed as Suburbia.
Mez, what are you doing in the middle of the day that has put you outside of the Red Dog Smithy?
I don't know why, but I imagine she's like maybe out running errands, like doing deliveries. Yeah, she was doing deliveries for DOS.
So, as you're hauling door hinges and nails and various other things that need to go from one place to another and can be carried, you spot Shayless. But there's somebody with Shayless. And Karina, you're still in armor, right?
Yeah.
So, you see in Ifrit, which is already a very uncommon sight for you, Mez. I don't know if you've ever seen one before in your life. In ancient-looking armor, and although she's kind of leaning on her weapon a little bit, she seems like pretty strong. Would you like to describe Corey briefly for Iris, Jedi?
Yeah, she's a relatively tall woman. She's got white silverish hair that ends in flame. You know, her. If you look at her in the eyes, it's like a candle in a room kind of deal. Grows more intense as she focuses.
Mez, that weapon that she's holding is a ransor. You're familiar with ransors. You've seen far too many of them.
Got a whole lot of ransors.
But as a blacksmith, you would know that that style of armor that she's wearing is extremely old.
something you'd see in a museum kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is a museum piece in the most sterling condition you've ever seen. Or bronzen, as the case may be.
Mm.
Okay. Mez. So, Mez hasn't seen Shayless since she went missing, right?
If Mez was at the cabin with everybody when the lore drop happened, if you want to hand wave that, then she would have seen her there. Aside from that, no, you would not have seen Shayla since she went missing.
Okay. I thought that was Trap. My bad.
Mhm.
Mez, I imagine she was like, pulling a cart full of stuff kind of thing and looking around and does a small double take and then looks very curiously and a little apprehensive. It's a little hard to see her expression with her goggles on, but like this slight frown on her face is kind of a bit of a tell. And she'll go up to Shayless. It's like, hey, Shayless, but I haven't seen you in a little while. Is everything going well? And she's like, kind of eyeing the woman, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, behind her.
I mean, I'm doing fine. Wait, we're running this as Mez was at the cabin, right?
I believe so.
Iris?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out some details, but we're making good headway, I think.
That's good to hear. Where's everyone else? And who's this new friend of yours?
They're still back at the library. This is Corey. And does Mez speak Thessalonian?
No.
Oh god.
I was waiting for that.
There's a bit of a mix-up with timelines and kind of got stuck here with us.
Sounds like quite a story. Just kind of, again, looking between the two.
Think twice if you need help.
Corey
Yeah,
will nod.
that's
Just nod in the
definitely-
direction.
That's definitely the
Some
vibe.
Yeah. Because she doesn't understand what is being said. So she's just like, just nods and like greeting. That's it. That's all she can do.
After speaking, Shayla will start translating.
Okay.
This is Mesmine. She's a town blacksmith. Or apprentice?
Apprentice blacksmith.
Apprentice blacksmith.
Yeah. I assume Mesmine heard her name and gave like a wave.
You don't understand what's going on, Karina, but this tiefling gives off an extremely friendly energy.
Okay. Well, you know, she's got a honorable profession. I think I could use a blacksmith. And she just kind of looks at her weapons, which, like, you know, she's probably cleaned off, but like she's like been in, you know, a couple fights now.
Mez, you don't need to make a blacksmithing check for this, but the weapon that Karina has isn't made from any of the usual metals that you can identify. It's made from something that you can only identify from having read many, many books on smithing. It's a type of star metal.
That sounds rare.
It's extremely rare. And this particular type of star metal is known for having an inherent heat to it that usually makes it extremely difficult to work.
Mm.
You can see that there's a faint glow to the tines of the Ransor.
So Shayless is being our translator here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mez will put her hands out and ask, Maya?
Yeah, Corey will she'll she'll stand up mostly on her own and hand it over.
Shayless will step in to help support Corey.
Aw.
Aw, thank you.
She gives a sympathetic smile and takes a look at the weapon and sees, I don't know, does a take of it to see what she could do to fix it up, if that's what Corey is interested in.
Well, it takes a little bit, only in that with this metal you're not sure what you're looking for. Certain ones flake a bit more, sometimes you see chipping, sometimes there's a tendency toward denting and more malleable metals. So it takes you a second to get there. But once you have, you're like, wait, no, yeah, I can tune this up. Mez, I imagine this is just me projecting, but I feel like a metal that is too hot for most people to touch is something that Mez has always wanted to try to touch.
Yes, it is. That's exactly why she asked. I'm glad you picked up the ulterior motive.
Are you gonna touch it?
Yeah.
She touches it, and Karina, that weapon, normally, for somebody to have touched the tines of it like that, they'd be crying out in pain. Mesmine seems unbothered.
Oh.
I imagine she kind of runs her fingers along it, like gently.
It's definitely hot, but doesn't beat your damage reduction.
Damn.
She nods and smiles, and she goes to speak, but then she's like, she gives a thumbs up and points to the weapon, or to where maybe there's like some nicks or something kind of thing. And she gives a thumbs up and she says, I can fix it. And smiles and like gently gives it back in a way that is more open, so that she doesn't get touched.
She'll take it back and, confused, will attempt to mimic the gesture.
Do you try to go for the fist bump that Cece taught you?
You have to that. If
you have to feel it out.
You have to feel it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Thumbs up here. Thumbs up is what you give. Okay.
Mez didn't go for it.
Yeah. I need to. Well, actually, I guess. I need to take it back to the shop, but if once you're done doing business around here.
She's got to go get patched up. So if you'd like to meet us, we're going to be over by the lighthouse that is in the lighthouse. And I just forgot the name of it.
Cathedral.
The tavern? The white stag?
Are you talking about the old light / the Hellfire Flume?
Yes.
You don't know it's called the Hellfire Flume unless Karina told you.
It's the lighthouse.
The old light.
Everyone's lighthouse. Okay.
They're going to the cathedral and then they're going to the old light, is I think what
Okay.
Shayless is trying to say. Is that right?
Cathedral.
Yeah, to see the priest. Oh, you're talking about Morvith. Okay.
Yes. We
All
gotta.
right.
I'm sorry. Is the I got mixed up with clerics.
Yeah, you said priest, so I was like, the priest is Xanthus. But yeah, you can head to the old light. And Mez, that might stand out to you as a little bit strange because you probably would assume she meant the cathedral.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can meet you there. I just gotta finish a few of these deliveries, but is there anything else I can maybe help with? I mean, besides fixing up the weapon.
You want to come and shoot shit?
Essentially, is what she says.
Well, I mean, that's not really the first thing I'm supposed to do, but I mean, yeah, I can help.
Oh, we could really use it.
Oh, y'all must have encountered some dangerous stuff then.
Turns
Really?
out there are dogs that track down people who teleport a lot. And we've got people who teleport a lot.
I don't think Mez knew that.
You would not know this.
Yeah, like. Oh, that sounds like a problem. She's very uncertain, but well, yeah. I mean, I got to talk to Doss about getting some time off, but I'm sure it'd be no problem.
Shit, I need to go ask for time off. Well, we'll let you get back to it.
Thank you,
Same deal.
Armor. And then, yeah, thank you,
Yes,
and
God.
we'll go off.
Mm-hmm.
It is 11 p.m.
Yes. I was thinking that this would be a good place to end it. So, we can end session here. Charles and Judy, would you like to handle talking to the cleric in session, or would you like to handle it as a text thing?
I'm down for text.
Yeah, if Charlie's down, I'm down. Sounds good.
Okay. We'll handle it that way. And we will start with performing the ritual. Now, I didn't find anything about the fucking check you need to make in 1e, but in 2e, they have associated skills. So I'm going to rule that it's a performance check.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's fucking go, Augie.
It's all coming, Augie.
And again, if you pass it, it will still do damage. If you fail it, spoiler, it does more.
And it puts you somewhere you don't want to be.
It puts you somewhere else.
Did Gris fail it? Is that why she got?
Is it?
She's
I'm
fine.
going to choose to believe that she took a massive L.
She's